Praise be Jesus Christ and Mary Immaculate. Welcome to the 16th Sunday in Ordinary Time. We're going to read from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 10, verses 38 to 42. Today's Gospel gives us the well-known story of Jesus visiting the house of Mary and Martha, two sisters who welcome Jesus into their home. Martha serves. She's busy. Mary sits, and she's listening. And when Martha complains that her sister isn't helping, Jesus gently says, "Martha, Martha, you are anxious and worried about many things, but Mary has chosen the better part." Too often we take this as a lesson that prayer is better than work, but that's too narrow and too simple, and it can miss the point of the gospel. Let's take a closer look at it, especially in light of the first reading and something even more powerful, what Jesus himself would do just days before he dies. In the first reading, Abraham sees three strangers near his tent. And Abraham, at almost 100 years of age, he runs to them, bows to the ground, offers everything he has, bread, water, meat, and rest. He's nearly 100 years old, but he moves like a young man. Why? Because Abraham sees not just strangers, he sees God. His service is not just about duty, it's about reverence. Serving becomes sacred, and when we see the presence of God in the other. In the gospel, Martha is doing what Abraham did, welcoming the Lord, preparing a meal, making sure everything is just right. That's not a wrong thing. That's not a bad thing. But then her attention slowly shifts from the one who is visiting her to herself. She becomes focused not on who is in the room, but on what needs to get done and how unfair it seems that she's doing it all alone. Mary, meanwhile, is seated at the feet of Jesus. And that's not laziness. It's the traditional posture of a disciple. She's receiving. She's listening. She knows that her guest is more than just a visitor. He is the Word made flesh. He is God. And so Jesus doesn't rebuke Martha for working. He invites her back to the center, back to what really matters, back to Him. Here's where the real power of today's gospel comes in. The same Jesus who is welcomed into Martha and Mary's home is the one who just days later will receive his apostles in his home. He will kneel before his disciples and wash their feet. Let that sink in for a bit. This is Jesus, the Son of God, who kneels to common men. God, the Holy One, stripped off his outer garment, wrapped a towel around his waist, and knelt in front of ordinary, broken men. Men who will deny him, abandon him, betray him, and he washes their feet. And he did so not as a performance, but out of an act of love. A love so real and so humble, so earthbound, that he became the lowest servant in the room. Why is this important? Because it completely reframes how we understand both action and contemplation. Mary sits at the feet of the one who will soon kneel at hers. She receives before she acts. She listens before she serves. And in doing so, she enters into a relationship of love and trust. Martha's service is not wrong, but when it comes filled with worry, resentment, and self-focus, it loses its center. She forgets why she's serving and whom she is serving. The saints have always taught us this balance. Saint Benedict said, "Ora et labora," pray and work. Saint Teresa of Calcutta told her sisters that the more you need to work, the more you need to pray. And Jesus teaches us, unless I wash you, you can have no part with me. So here is a question for today. Are we like Martha, doing good things, but with distracted hearts? Are we like Mary, rooted in love, so that our actions flow from a place of peace? Let's not fall into the trap of choosing between prayer and service. The gospel invites us to both, but always in the right order. First, to sit at the feet of Christ, and then to rise and to serve like Christ. And if he, God himself, was not ashamed to kneel before us, How can we not kneel in prayer before him? How can we not serve each other with that tenderness and humility that he showed us? Mary has chosen the better part, not because she did nothing, but because she recognized the one thing necessary. Let's be like Mary with our hearts and Martha with our hands. Let's keep our eyes on Jesus, who still kneels, who still washes, who still loves. God bless you.